Hello everyone. In this video, we'll look over the Hindu editorial. The first editorial speaks about the importance of AI in the current emerging education sector. Initially, the editorial starts with the data, speaking of which, a report by Red Seal. It says that and the projection of Indian economy in education sector, particularly the coaching institution in the financial year 2026, is around 14 billion, which would reach around 23 to 26 billion in financial year 30, and it could also reach level of 2 lakh coaching institutions nationwide. Okay, so particularly speaking of numbers of the students, around 65 million students in class 9 to 12 are projected to be there in to the country. Here, the author gives a suggestion for government how to incorporate AI model in this current education sector, particularly the coaching institution. So he speaks that the private coaching institutions has been taken a very firm hold in our current Indian society. He says that the objective of the government should not bring down the coaching institution, rather to improve the learning standard of the children. So he suggests public rail private engine model where the state should give the digital public infrastructure and incorporate private sector provided with standardized teacher, giving coaching, giving content in those platforms. It resembles the UPI model where the government provide the digital payment infrastructure and through open source and private institutions could operate through it. The same we should incorporate in the education model. This is what it reflects in this editorial. Currently, Indian coaching institutions are very costly because it provides key features like content, doubt solving, mentorship, and peer group discussion, quality, all these things. So, through digital public infrastructure, we could able to match the content and doubt solving through this AI model. As of now, the major market for coaching institution relies on two major exams, that is NEET and JEE. So he says that the professor who cleared the JEE 30 years back is giving coaching now. It would be effective, but it is not sure how much effective it would be. So he suggests that bringing AI model into this could bring better efficiency in the service delivery. So what he had divided it into three sides. That is what and all the students should do, teachers should do, and government should do to make this overall AI tutor initiative a better form. Initially, the student side. The students will be provided with a unique ID through either Aadhaar or DigiLocker, through which they could operate it, and teachers should provide the content, um, quality content, lessons. They should publish the lessons and mark test, its standardized syllabus. All this should be done by the teacher. And another major thing he speaks here is about content inoperability. That is, the content which is published there can be served in other platforms like Diksha app or open sources like YouTube, where multiple students could make use of it. And for the review mechanism, he speaks about learning wallet and progress ledger. So the students will be provided with a kind of review mechanism where their marks, the coaching marks, the periodic test, mock test, whatever the scores they are got in the exam, it will be registered there, and only the student can operate it. No one can see through it, so that the data will be kept secure. He also speaks about microcharging for key important measures like live mentoring or assignments, etc., that can be microcharged under the government regulation. Because everything, it is not so practical to give it as a free of cost, so we can microcharge it. Okay, now what the government should do, the government should make these available to students. They should welcome the student to this initiative, and they also provide digital infrastructure, like they should make the content downloadable in low bandwidth area, like these initiative they should do. So the teachers must do their work, the students must do their work, and government do should do all these works. He also speaks about an example like Gemma, which give million token for about 20 to 30 cents for 10,000 tokens per day. And tech giants like Meta and Google are paying teachers 25 to $30 per hour for enriching their content. So their AI models will be trained according to it. So government should do this particular measure to bring equitable approach in the education, so that every rural, urban, regardless of their education background or economical background, everyone could be able to get universal education. This has to be done. So this is what explained in this first editorial. Next editorial, we'll see about a major judgment regarding the definition of industry. The issue here is regarding the definition of industry. What is the definition of industry? So, under Bangalore Water Supply versus Sewerage Board, Rajappa 1978 case, and it was given a triple test, that is, which activity satisfies three questions, that is called as industry. What are the questions? Systematic activity. So the activity has to be taken place systematically. Second is employee cooperation. And third is the activity produces goods or services to satisfy human needs. Most importantly, here is that the profit is not mandatory, is not taken into account. So the previous three condition, whatever fulfills, that is industry. So this brings a wide spectrum of organization under the term industry. So it was questioned under state of UP versus Jaibir Singh case. Five bench judge questioned this, the previous act. I mean previous judgment. So which eventually reached a nine bench judge. They so in the meanwhile, the Industrial Dispute Act 1947 has been changed to Industrial Relation Code 2020, which came into force in 2025. Now, the Supreme Court says that it has given set of new parameters to decide whether an organization is industry. What it says that the same systematic activity, cooperation between employer and worker, production and distribution of goods and services, satisfying human wants, profit motive is not being essential. Here they says that after 1991 privatization, liberalization and globalization era, large number of workers have moved into private sector. So now the importance of industry is very crucial to fulfill the welfare of them. On the other hand, it had to be noted that this act is not completely pro worker. It has both rights and restrictions. So, under this, Justice B.V. Nagratra says that there is no real need to consider the triple test. Here, under the new law, that is IRC, under Section 2P, it contains mostly the same substances, previously the criterias. But here they says that from now on, the determination of industries must be determined based on the given new rules but not the old one. So the major criticism in this one is it creates an uncertainty because it is not so clear why, because previously they had triple test, now they have given a new set of things but which reflect the same triple test. So it might create some sort of confusion. This has to be addressed. This is what it has been explained in this editorial. Next editorial speaks about how to use social media in more responsible way. So currently there has been many debates on banning of social media for younger generation. In many countries like Australia, UK, they have restricted the use for young people. And US also tried some regulation regarding it. And India has its own unique challenges. First, if we see about the challenges faced through social media, the young people can expose to manipulation, addiction, bullying, harmful content. So they'll be drawn into serious attention for those unwanted issues. Technological advancement is not new. That is the anxiety. For example, during the era of printing press, it triggers the fears of about this uncontrolled spread of information. Radio, television, internet also created same sort of issues. But the challenge is not about information should flow or not, but it is about how do we use it more responsibly. In this current era, um, the smartphone has become moreover everything because it has become a printing press, library, marketplace, classroom, whatnot. This challenge has been increasingly evolved due to geopolitical uncertainty, widening inequality. All this creates a sort of fear in people's mind. So how to address it? Now, as of now, government is trying to create a barrier to restrict the flow of information. But it is not a right approach because if you try to create a barrier through the innovative approaches, AI and all, like VPN, etc., etc., it has become too easy to evade such barriers and use it more deeply. So, what to do is that you should try to create greater transparency from the platform to ensure child protection, reduce criminal activity. These all should be ensured by the service providers. And also, uniquely, Indian society has developed mechanism through values, wisdom, social responsibility throughout the generation. For example, we had system of Gurukula system, Guru Sishya system. This not only focused on the transmission of knowledge, it cultivate character, self-discipline, sense of responsibility between the students. So today's challenge is not to create a hurdle, but to make people resilient and make them adapt to the realities of 21st century. In the schools, the teachers should not only technologically teach technologically skills, but also make them think critically with proper ethical reasoning and how to use the technology more wisely. And parents side, they have to be digitally literate and they should engage in the online life of their children. The role of religious and cultural organization, they should engage with the technology rather than retreating from them. Technology companies should be more responsible in their online behavior. So all these shows that the issue cannot be sorted out just by creating a firewall. It should teach the younger generation how to use the technology more wisely for the betterment of their life and for the society.